So you want to move to Temecula, Murrieta? This video is a must watch because some people prefer Temecula, but they're like, oh, it costs too much. It's too expensive. Well, I'm going to show you and prove to you today that there are many things that you can do as a buyer to find that home in Temecula that actually can have a lower monthly payment than something that you find in Murrieta. But I want to give you actionable steps that you can take that will help you realize that you can live or move to Temecula with a lower house payment. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to talk about was special assessments and Mello-Roos taxes. And I'm going to put a graphic on the screen soon, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. But in Temecula and Murrieta, you have some communities that have $500, $200, $300 a year extra in special assessments or Mello-Roos. You also have communities that are $3,500, $4,000 a year. So if you take the difference of that and you, on your monthly payment, the amount is going to shock you when I put up this graphic of how much more home you can actually buy with that savings just in the tax rate. Okay, so here's a great example on what I was actually talking about. Temecula, right up here, Temecula example, extra $500 tax, Mello-Roos, $500 a year. That's where we're basically talking about finding a home in Temecula that has a $500 per year Mello-Roos tax. It's about $42 a month versus if you go over to Murrieta and you find or are in a community with a $3,500 a year special assessments, that's an extra $292 a month. Difference, $3,000 per year. That's about $250 a month. And that is roughly about $40,000 more that you can purchase in Temecula just off the tax base. So a higher priced Temecula home can still cost less per month if the extra taxes are much lower. I just want everybody to understand this, how big the difference can be when you are looking at these special assessments. Okay, so the next thing you have to take into consideration is insurance costs. There are going to be areas of both Temecula and Murrieta that have higher insurance costs because of the likelihood of a fire. Now, whether I agree with these or not, there's some areas in Temecula and Murrieta where we get an insurance quote and I'm just like, there's no way, there's not even a forest or anything near it. But the rules are the rules with the insurance companies and they're going to make them and you have to abide by them. Yes, it sucks, but it is what it is. So you can find homes that have significantly less in regards to insurance costs because of the insurance companies' reasoning of high zone, low fire zone, whatever the case may be. I don't know how they actually come up with this, but that's what you have to look out for. So that's going to be another huge savings for you each month if you can get, just say, a policy for $2,500, $2,800 a year instead of being, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a year. I've seen as high at this point, I think I've seen as high as $8,000 a year, but that is something that is significantly going to change your price or your payment per month if you do some research on that. Okay, so next thing I wanted to talk about is the HOA. And now I am of the thought process, just living here, that I strongly agree with somebody purchasing something in an HOA. Then there's a couple reasons. Number one, Temecula and Murrieta have some really nice HOAs with a lot of amenities. So you're not just paying $100 a month for the front sign on the community to be painted once a year and some landscaping done. You've got pools, tennis courts, walking paths, hot tubs, weight rooms, and a lot of these communities. Now, the second part of that is why, in my opinion, I would bear the extra expense. And I'm going to give you a story about this actually happen. I had a client that did not want an HOA. I think they might have had an RV or they just didn't believe in HOAs. So I told them the positives, pros and cons, positive and negatives, and they decided to go with a non-HOA property. It was in a small cul-de-sac. They moved in. A year later, somebody bought the house on the corner of the cul-de-sac, which looks right out of their front window. And he decided, I want to start collecting old farm equipment. So he has tractors out there. He has 1-ton plows out there. There's probably 10 different, pieces of old farm equipment now. What do you think is going to happen to their home value? What do you think when they try to sell their home in 5 years and that farm equipment's there, a buyer's going to come in and that's the first thing they see when they look out their window? Okay. Another thing, non-HOAs, a lot of dead grass, no landscaping, painting houses. I mean, there's a couple homes in Temecula that are not in HOAs. I think the houses are pink and a bright blue. It looks just absolutely awful. So again, yes, you're paying $100 per month. Yes, you're getting some good amenities with that, but you're also protecting, in my opinion, in Southern California, you're protecting your investment. Because this state is so expensive to live in, you lose one job and you're not in an HOA. Do you think you're watering the grass? No. You get some quirky guy, that again wants farm equipment and he wants to do that. You're not going to say anything, or you can't say anything. You want somebody, your neighbor, if he has some 1985 old RV that looks like something off that Christmas movie, yes, that can happen. So I know that's an expense, and I wanted to get that out there. I have strong views on this. If you can, in my opinion, buy something in an HOA. So next, a cost saver would be finding a community or a home that has paid off solar. Now, yes, this can be difficult at times. In my opinion, the best way to go about this, buy a system that's paid off. It just seems like the savings are a lot better from systems 3 or 4 years ago than they are now. Having said that, in Southern California, in the summer, in this area, you can have electricity bills anywhere from $600 to $1,200 a month, maybe more if you have a huge house and a pool. So that is just, again, going towards your monthly payment. It's all about monthly payment. And if you can bring down your monthly payment on average another $200 to $300 a year because you have paid off solar, then obviously that's going to be an affordable home if you wanted to move to Temecula, and you can actually make it work. You just have to do your due diligence, which I will help you with, and you have to do your homework, and you have to understand all of the things that I just talked about. On a side note, guys, if you're thinking of moving to this area, I do an amazing thing for everybody, and it took me a while to figure this out, but I now appraise about 16 to 2,000 homes every 2 weeks, and I pick 5 of the best deal homes, or maybe 2 or 3 of the best deal homes in Temecula, Murrieta, Menifee, Wildomar, and I basically appraise all of the active homes and find out what homes right now are the best deals in those 5 cities. I'm going to put the link in the description. It's exploringtemecula.com. You can just go to that website also and just look for top deals this week. But that's a huge help for somebody if you're looking to actually find a home. Might need some work, might need, some painting, some small things, but it's an opportunity for you to get in a home that's that has upside in regards to value moving forward. Okay, so finally, this is my strategy. If I was buying a home, this is what I would do for you. Number 1, you find 5 communities that you really like. You can drive around those communities. We can drive around those communities. You pick 5 communities. There we have them. Then we go a little deeper. Of those 5 communities, what communities have a lower Mello-Roos tax? So let's just say 2 of them have high $3,500, $4,000 taxes in regards to Mello-Roos special assessments every year. We get rid of those. So we have 3 left. Next, we look at individual homes and find out which one of these communities has a home right now with paid off solar. We might find it, we might not. That is the thing with solar. Sometimes you just can't. But hopefully, in a situation with paid off solar, there's something available for you at the moment that you can do that. Number 3, then we go to our insurance companies and we price 2 or 3 different companies for a specific address, and we figure out a way, or we figure out which community has the overall best rates for insurance coverage. Now we're down to 1 or 2 communities, and that's where we look. And that's where you as a buyer can figure out a way, even though you think Temecula is more expensive, which it is, definitely in the big scheme of things, Temecula is going to be more expensive, but we can find a home that fits your approval letter and you can actually make that move. Now, let's be honest. If I found 5 communities in Temecula, 5 communities in Murrieta, everything being equal, the home in Murrieta is going to be cheaper. All I'm trying to do is make sure that you guys understand that there is a way, there is a world where if you want to live in Temecula, we can figure it out. Okay? So, thank you very much. Till next time, Exploring Temecula.